Hello, and welcome to the Temple of Enlightenment International Spiritual Center. I'm your host, Issachar Bey. I am the Senior Director and the founder. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please let us know what city, what state, what country you're listening from in the comments. Also, we ask that if you can, go ahead and hit the like button. And also, if you have not hit the subscriber button yet, go ahead and tap that subscriber button and become a part of our community. We want to thank all of you for tuning in. This has been a great series that we've been engaging in, and I'm only looking forward to going higher and to another level this week. And I want to thank all of you for all of your feedback, letting us know, reaching out to us about different ways of how this information can be utilized in your everyday life to help you to manifest the things that you want to bring into fruition. And so we are honored because of that. I want to thank all of you for listening in and being a part of this great journey. We are continuing on our series, The 8 Pillars of Success. And I don't know how many of you listening want to experience a life of success, but I do. I want to be able to experience success in every area of my life. And I believe that you can as well. I believe that everybody who's listening to the sound of my voice, that you have the power, you have the wherewithal, you have the thoughts, you have the will, you have the skill, you have the ability to experience success in every aspect, in every area of your life. And I believe that these 8 pillars will be the pillars upon which we can stand in order to accomplish that. And so I am forever grateful for your commitment to me, for tuning in, for being a part of this great community. All I ask is that, you guys hit the like button, and if you could share this series with somebody who you feel will be greatly appreciated by it. This particular series, The 8 Pillars of Success, is going to be a great series, as it already has been. We've covered a lot of great things. People are giving me a lot of great feedback. I believe there's no greater time than the present to put this information out, and so we are excited about your future. I've always said that the best way to predict the future is to create it. And so we can never be afraid of what tomorrow holds, because we are preparing for tomorrow today. And so I believe that it's imperative that we embrace this information, that we utilize it, that we don't just listen to it, but we apply it to our lives and make it substantial and make it whole, and that the wisdom that we receive and the knowledge that we receive, we begin to incorporate that into our daily habits of walking, talking, living, and breathing success. And so I'm excited. If you can, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get right into this. I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath. Get in your quiet positions. If this is your first time here, we do a spiritual mind treatment where we just get in a relaxed state. We just get in a very calm, relaxed position with our eyes closed. And what I want you to do is go ahead and take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath and inhale and exhale. Once again, take a deep breath and inhale and exhale. I turn within to the presence of the infinite, the divine source that breathes life into all things. This presence is not bound by time or form. It is eternal, expansive, and limitless in expression. I recognize that I am one with divine intelligence, created with purpose, infused with power, and destined to have an imprint upon the world that transcends the material. I declare now that I stand in the pillar of influencer, knowing that my life is a channel through which spirit expresses lasting impact. I am not here merely to accumulate wealth. I am here to embody truth, to express purpose, and to build a legacy that lives beyond dollars and possessions. My legacy is carved in character, in service, in elevation of others, and in the love I give without condition. I released all attachments to fame, status, or the fleeting praise of men. I rise into a higher calling to lead with light and to uplift with truth and to plant seeds that will blossom in generations to come. I know that my life matters and that my influence matters and that every moment lived in alignment with spirit expands the legacy I leave behind. Gratitude fills my heart for the sacred responsibility of divine influence. I give thanks for the vision, for the clarity, and for the power to shape lives, systems, and souls with the energy of love, truth, and purpose. I build a legacy that money cannot measure, eternal, internal, enduring, and inspired by the divine intelligence itself. I release this word into divine law, knowing that it is already done. I walk forward with reverence, passion, and boldness, embodying the pillar of influencer and building a legacy that blesses the world beyond my lifetime. And so it is, and so it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the pillars of success. This is the series that we have been dealing with within the last 6 weeks, the 8 pillars of success. Today we are on number 6, the pillar of influence. Build your legacy beyond money. We're going to be talking about the pillar of influence. I believe that this pillar is vitally important. It is my intention that you walk away from today different than how you came in. It is my intention that something that's said today will give you motivation, give you inspiration, give you divine wisdom and insight that would allow you to make the necessary changes, to do the things that you need to do to manifest the life that you want to manifest and to live the dreams that you have always wanted to embody and embrace. What will your name mean after you're gone? Your name is your nature. We understand the importance of a name. You know, when we hear the Kennedys, we hear the Rockefellers, we hear, when you hear certain names, those names hold a legacy to it. It holds a legacy. There's something about a name that brings you into perspective of what legacy goes with that name. And so I asked the question this afternoon. The question I asked is, what will your name mean after you're gone? You see, money may come and go, but influence echoes through generations. Your bank account doesn't tell your full story. Your legacy does. Follow me, ladies and gentlemen. We're going somewhere. Understand the pillar that we're dealing with today is a very special pillar. And this pillar, I believe, will open your hearts and your minds to see a bigger, broader perspective of life, something that's a little bit different than what we have all encountered, but is extremely important. A pillar is something upon which you stand, which gives you foundation, which gives you structure. And so this pillar that we're standing on today is of the influencer. The pillar of influence isn't about being popular. It's not about social media followers or public applause. It's about impact. It's about who your life has changed, what your work has built, and what your name will represent 50 years from now. Ladies and gentlemen, what will your name say about you 50 years from now? Legacy. I often talked about this, even in the last series. Those of you who are just joining us, we did a series before this, which was the Vision Board Mastery. And in that series, we talked about longevity. We talked about when we study these lessons, when we get these golden truths, these golden nuggets, these thoughts, these concepts, these precepts, we are not getting them for a quick fix. We're getting these things to utilize to build our generational lives from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. We're not doing this just for us. And so longevity has always been the key. Wealth is great, but wealth without influence, that's just noise. Because the real question isn't how much did you make? The real question is, who did you elevate? What did you build that outlived you? What did your success make possible for others? See, these questions right here are the questions that will store up to make you think about the pillar of influence, the influencer, right? The greatest form of giving is anonymous to anonymous. That's when you're graduated from ego to essence. That's when you're building true legacy. Not everyone with a platform has power. And not everyone with power needs a platform. Popularity is fleeting. It's often loud. It's performative, and it's ego-driven. Influence, however, is quiet, lasting, and transformative. A popular person is talked about. A person of influence changes the way people think, live, and love. Now, when I say that, I'm pretty sure there's many people in the world that we could think about that has been very influential. First that comes to mind would be Dr. Martin Luther King, has been influential, right? This is a person that changed the way people think. He changed the way people lived. He changed the way people loved. He was very influential. He was known for his influence. Yes, he was popular, but he was more influential, and his influence is what gave him the legacy that he has. When you hear the name Dr. Martin Luther King and you hear about the statue that put in Washington, D.C., and you hear about the national holiday, and you hear about all these things that he's done, it's the legacy, but it deals with his influence. We think about people like Harriet Tubman, no social media, still a global icon, right? We talk about Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, Mother Teresa, right? Their influence wasn't measured in money, it was measured in impact. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make impact until you first make contact, which means that your influence, the impact of who you are is what's the most important thing, your influence. Your life is supposed to be a blessing to other people. You know, I've always taught this, those of you who are just coming in and being a part of this and getting familiar with us here at the Temple of Enlightenment. I've always said there's three reasons why everybody is born. The first reason is self-discovery. Everybody must discover who they are. You must learn who you are, because when you learn who you are, it gives you such of a level of awareness. You're able to remove all insecurities. You're able to remove all self-doubt. You have now an understanding of who you are. The second reason you're born is to discover your gifts and your talents. Everybody listening to me right now, you were born with a gift and a talent. There's something unique about you. There's something that's different that you have that nobody else has. There's a unique individuality that you have. You are an original, and there's something about you that makes you unique, right? You're not an accident. You're not a mistake. You've been here on purpose, right? You need to discover what that is. The third thing is you serve humanity with your gift and your talent. There's nobody that's rich or successful that does not provide a service. And so when we talk about these people that I just named, they provided a service. They were able to make an impact. Do the work that matters. Because I don't just want to be popular. I want to be purposeful, right? I want my life to have a purpose. What am I doing now? Every Sunday I'm here, same time, same day, teaching and influencing people. It's not about being popular. I want to be purposeful, right? Do the work that matters, even when nobody's watching. Serve without expectation. Give without recognition. Live in alignment with your highest calling. Ask yourself daily, who benefits from my existence? Ask yourself daily, who benefits from my existence? You got to understand that you are a very special person, and that people who connect with you, people who align with you, they're going to benefit you. They're going to be benefits that come by being connected to you. I believe those of you who have been a part of this community, there are benefits that come with this. You guys are getting information. You guys are getting insight. Lives are being changed by this information. Why? Because you have allowed yourself to come into this community. Legacy isn't what you leave behind. It's what you leave in others. I'll say that again, ladies and gentlemen. Legacy is not what you leave behind, but it's what you leave inside of others. What have you left inside of those who are connected to you? That's the real legacy, because we understand that we all understand that as within, so without. And so my legacy is not a tangible thing, it's an internal. It's what I leave inside of you that connects with my legacy. Too many people define success by digits. How much money you have, how big is your car, how big is your house, how many houses do you have? We define success by digits. How much they have made, how much they have stacked, how much they have bought, what have they accumulated. We give that as the definition of success. But success that ends with you dies with you. Yeah, see, the success that ends with you dies with you. A 6-figure or a 7-figure income is great, but a 6-generation impact is divine. Imagine you setting up a system now that goes from 7 generations. That's legacy. A mansion fades, but a movement that lasts. A brand may sell, a business may sell, but a mission inspires. Now, when we talk about success, last week we talked about financial intelligence. So we're not telling you that money's not important. We're not telling you that, no, you don't need to make money. On this particular pillar, We're talking about influence and how powerful it is. Impact over income. Impact over income. Mentor somebody who reminds you of yourself younger. Build a business that creates jobs and opportunities. Teach, document, and pass on your knowledge and stories. Design your life in a way that it becomes somebody else's blueprint. Remember, impact over income. Listen, the more you impact, the more you get, the more income. But we're not focusing on the income, we're focusing on the impact. Money is a tool, but legacy is the blueprint. Legacy is the moment someone you'll never meet eats, learns, or lives better because you existed. I want to say that again so you guys can write this in the chat. Legacy is, this is the definition of legacy. Legacy is the moment someone you have never met, you've never seen, you've never met, they are able to eat, they're able to learn, or live better because you existed. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not just building a life, you are planting a forest. Every decision you make today has ripple effects far beyond you. For every action, there's always going to be a reaction. For every action, there's always going to be a reaction. The question is, are you building a kingdom for your grandchildren so that your grandchildren can walk through, or just collecting trophies for Instagram? Become a bridge, not a barrier. And when you understand the importance of the bridge, you begin to understand the importance of legacy. You begin to understand the importance of relationships. You begin to understand the importance of how this pillar will allow you to maintain success. Create scholarships, programs, or platforms that empower the youth. Give the next generation what you wish you had. Teach entrepreneurship, mindset, spirituality, and stewardship. Include legacy building in your wealth building strategy. Legacy means everything. Remember the question I asked you: what will your name mean 50 years from now? True influence is when people you have never met are impacted by your mindset, your model, and your mission. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, true influence is when people you have never met are impacted by your mindset, your model, and your mission. I've never met Dr. Martin Luther King, but I can say that I've been impacted by his mindset, his model, and definitely his mission. Influence, ladies and gentlemen, making an impact, not just thinking about income, not just thinking about the money, not just thinking about popularity, not just thinking about wanting to be seen on TV and wanting to be on Instagram and Facebook, but making an impact. I believe that impact is everything. Everything that you do leaves an imprint in the unseen. Every act echoes in the universe. Every seed of love multiplies in ways you've never measured. Every truth you speak becomes a light for somebody else walking in darkness. Your legacy is not just your work, it's your vibration. See, let me get a little deep right here. When we talk about legacy, we learn legacy. We walk legacy. We become legacy. Yes, when we talk about legacy, we're talking about learning about legacy, walking in our legacy, and then we become legacy. We become legacy. Legacy is not just about the work we do, it's the vibration. That vibration that allows us to align ourselves and to get to that vibrational altitude. Consciousness is our only reality. Legacy is consciousness, consciousness is legacy. Remember, I said earlier, legacy is not about what you do, what you leave behind, it's what you leave within. So that's why we look here and see that legacy is a vibration, because legacy is coming from the inside out, not from the outside in. And so when we talk about legacy, we're talking about we're talking about this framework. We're talking about this consciousness, this mindset, this thought concept in our imagination, in the theater of our minds. That once we begin to tap into it and begin to work with it, we begin to tap into our vibrational aspect of it. What kind of energy does your present radiate? Do you heal when you walk in a room, or do you deplete? Do you awaken, or do you conform? When you walk in a room, your energy, your vibration should be able to walk into the room, and everybody will begin to say, "Who's that?" Because of your vibrational energy when you walk into the room. Why? Because you're operating in legacy. You're operating in the influence. My legacy is not about the work I do, it's my vibration. And when I operate at that level of consciousness, when I walk into a room, it's my vibrational level of consciousness that I'm at. You know, I've often said this: life only gives you what you are. It never gives you what you want. Anytime you have to tell somebody or tell or speak it out into the open what you are or what you're trying to do, you are not doing that thing. Anytime the parent has to tell the child, "I'm the parent and you're the child," you're not the parent, because you should never have to disclose or say out that you are the parent. You should always be operating in that level of consciousness. Anytime you have to tell somebody that you're in charge, you're not in charge, because you should already be operating in the capacity of consciousness that I am in charge. The same thing with legacy. Legacy is a vibration. When you learn how to operate with that vibration, you learn how to align your heart your word, and your actions together. They all must be on one alignment. There's people who are married in relationships. How can you two both understand each other as an influencer? Because you guys are different influencers, but you still are operating together. Why? Because each one of us are unique. So I'm not better than my spouse. My spouse is not better than me. We're working together. We understand each other's strengths and weaknesses. We understand each other's advantages and disadvantages. So I always want to make sure that I align my heart with what I'm saying, which is my word, and my actions. I don't ever want my actions to be out of alignment of what I'm thinking, what I'm speaking, and what my heart is connected to. I want to master my inner world so that my outer world reflects the power. Ladies and gentlemen, as within, so without. The real power always lies within. It always lies within. You know, I think about Muhammad Ali, he called himself one of the greatest boxers of all time, the greatest boxer. He said, "I'm the greatest," right? He has legacy because every time we think about Muhammad Ali, we think about him being the greatest of all time. He was able to do so many different things outside of the boxing ring, but it's about impact. He made it. He made an impact. He made an impact. And ladies and gentlemen, your life is not just about the glitz and glamour and glory. It's about you making an impact in life. And when you understand that impact, you understand that that impact changes lives. And to be honest, that's where the real influence is. That's where the real legacy is in impacting others. Where 20, 30 years down the line, some of you are writing books. Somebody may read your book 20 years from now, and because of what you wrote in that book, it impacts their life. You have influenced them. You are creating legacy. Why? Because whatever they're reading that you wrote is something that's being instilled in them, something that's being awakened and connected within them to align themselves. And guess what? Legacy is not about what I leave behind, it's what I leave within. My children, my children's children, my children's children, children's children. What am I leaving within them? One of the things that happens also when you start to understand the vibrational importance, you begin to speak out what you want echoed. You begin to start looking at your lineage, protecting your frequency. You start being very cautious of what people you hang around and who you are connected with. Influence is energetic inheritance. You don't have to be rich to get something sacred. You don't have to be rich. Your job isn't just to accumulate, it's to architect. Our jobs in life is not to accumulate all that we can accumulate. How much can we get? How much of this can we get? It's about also being able to architect. You're here, you are here to build temples, not tents. And so when you understand your role and your importance in life, life is not about how many cars do I have, how many houses do I have. how much clothes and shoes and all of these, how much jewelry and rings and diamonds and all these things. That's not what life is about. Life is not about accumulation. Life is actually about giving and serving. Life is about being able to understand that my alignment with my words, with my heart, with my mind, with my soul, with every ounce of my being is all connected in one. When I begin to understand influence is energetic inheritance. When you're going to talk about legacy building, you want to document your wisdom, writing books, recording teachings, build archives. You want to establish systems, setting up nonprofits, trust, family boards. You want to generate a digital immortality. Your voice, your mind, your message should live online forever. And I think one of the most important things is learning how to mentor leaders, not just followers. Mentor leaders and not just followers. Create another you. Create multiple yous. And so when you begin to do that, you will begin to see the importance of legacy. Because if you're going to create another you, it starts always inside. You pour into your children. You pour into your children's children. You pour into your family, your loved ones, your brothers and sisters. You pour into their children. You pour into your mother and your father. When you get this information, when you get this knowledge, when you get this wisdom, you begin to pour into others and allow them to now expand with this legacy that you have. Why? Because you understand that life is about making an impact. Impact always over income. Impact, because impact will have you remembering, talking about people. Like, for instance, for as long as I've been alive, everybody's been talking about Dr. Martin Luther King, right? He's made such a great impact. We are not concerned about how much money he made, how many cars he had, how many houses he had, but because he made a great impact, his influence, his legacy, it lives on. We just lost R&B sensation Angie Stone, right? We're not concerned about how many cars she had or houses she had, but for years to come, her music will be lived on and will be played and listened to, and her music will go on because of legacy. The ultimate sign of mastery is not what you built, but who you've built. The ultimate sign of mastery is not what you've built, but who you've built. Who have you built? Who have you made an impact in your life? Everybody here is striving for success. Everybody here is going to be standing on the 8 pillars of success, and you want to take your life to the next level. But what impact have you made? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's a gift, there's a talent inside of you. We got to think impact. How can I make an impact in people's lives? Because I want my legacy to live on. I want to make an impact. I understand the importance of the influencer. And I know a lot of times in this world we live in now, when you hear the word influencer, you think social media, you think a person that has millions of subscribers, millions of followers, and because they're so popular, they are considered to call influencers, where people pay them to promote products and to do certain things. Yes, we're talking about the ability to influence people to become better versions of themselves, to build a legacy, to influence them, to let them know that yes, you can change your situation at any time, any place. You don't have to live in a broken situation anymore. You don't have to live broken. You don't have to live in the situation, the despair and brokenheartedness and being deprived and being set apart and all of those negative things. But you can change your situation. You can change your circumstance at any given time. Influence. Because I understand the power that I'm able to influence people to be better versions of themselves, to make impact. A lot of you have products. A lot of you are going to write books. A lot of you have your own stories. Guess what? Those things make you the influencer. And you now have the ability to make impact on people's lives by your story, by your books, by your videos. Some of you will write movies. Some of you will write songs and do music and art. Whatever it is that you want to do your expression into, remember, impact. We're making an impact that somebody's life might be changed, just like your life has been changed by the information that you're receiving. Your life has been changed by the information you received, and now you are now moving in a direction where you are now becoming the best version of yourself. And remember, when I say you become the best version of yourself, that's not a one and done. That's just at this moment. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We all are evolving. 5 years from now, you'll be in a whole different person than you are now. 10 years from now, you'll be a whole different person than you are now. And so when we talk about the evolution of time, we all are evolving, which means that we all are continuing to become the best versions of ourselves. I often say that in the moment of making impact into people's lives, it's vitally important that you understand who you are and you understand your mission and what you're here to do, ladies and gentlemen. I am the vessel of divine impact. Understand that. My legacy is built through purpose, not popularity. I create opportunities that empower generations. My influence outlives my name. Everybody listening to me, you want your name to be great. 50 years from now, you want to have impact and influence on your name. You want your name to be great. When they call your name, you want to be like, oh, yes, this person was this, and this person did this, and she did this, and she made a great impact on this, and she began to change this and set the dynamics of this. Why? You want your influence to outlive your name. I serve with humility and lead with vision. My voice carries transformation. I plant seeds that others will harvest. I make every room better because I walked into it. I want everybody to know this. You're enough. You matter. You're important. I think the hardest thing for us to do is to believe it. Once you believe it, things begin to change. You see life differently. You look at life from a different perspective. I make every room better because I walked into it. Every room you walk into becomes better because you're in that room. Because you walked into that room. I give from overflow, not obligation. My mission inspires me to rise. I align myself with purpose over profit. I bless the next generation through intention and action. My influence is rooted in truth and compassion. I radiate power, love, and wisdom. My presence activates purpose in others. I don't use attention to create impact. I don't need attention. I don't use attention. I don't need attention to create impact. I don't need it. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm trying to be purposeful. I'm building a life that becomes a model for others. I elevate others by becoming my higher self. I am a channel for generational healing and prosperity. I build legacy that no one can erase. When you make impact, nobody can erase it. Listen, I don't care what the government does. They could never erase the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They can't. They could never erase the legacy of Muhammad Ali, Maya Angelou, Harriet Tubman, right? Just to name a few. These are people whose legacy has made such of a great impact. At one time, they were talking about putting Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. Legacy. $50 from now, what will your name mean to the world? What will your name mean 50, 60, 100 years from now? 100 years from now, what legacy will you have left in others that will begin to impact the generations to come? I believe that there's so many benefits to a lasting influence, lasting impact. When you're building influence, you have to realize that enduring impact on future generations, you also are building a legacy on a name that stands for something timeless. You're building influence for a deeper fulfillment and purpose. You're building influence to transcend beyond wealth and fame. You're building an influence to contribution to the elevation of collective consciousness. When you build a legacy and you're building an influence, you're building it based on the benefit of spiritual and emotional legacy, of recognition beyond ego, communities uplifted through your work, generational healing through example and wisdom, lasting structures that serve long after you're gone. A reputation built on integrity and wisdom. Respect that can't be bought. It can't be bought. Alignment with divine purpose, fulfillment of your higher calling, and eternal echo in the hearts of those you've touched. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to be in a position to understand the importance of legacy. That my building my legacy beyond money, beyond fame, but impact. Impact is everything. Those of you who are in a relationship, you're not in. I think that even in a relationship, we've been looking at things in the wrong perspective. Even in a relationship, you want to get in a relationship with somebody who makes an impact. I made an impact in your life. You made an impact in my life. It's not about what we accumulated. It ain't about what you got, what you don't have. It ain't about the good looks. It ain't about the body, how she looks and how he looks and all of that. It's about impact. It's all about impact, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody who you think is influential in your life, everybody who you look up to, the books that you've read, the books that inspired you, the books that have motivated you, right? Those books have impacted you in a way. Why? Because the person who wrote the books, the person who the books are about legacy, influence. And so we look at that from that perspective. I want you to walk away today thinking about your life and really ask the question, Dad, what does my name really mean? What does my name mean? What does my name mean in 100 years from now? Because if you can't answer that question right now, guess what? You can change it. You can start today by building a legacy that makes an impact. And impact, listen, ladies and gentlemen, your legacy is not about what you leave behind. I keep saying this, but it's about what you leave within. What are you leaving within people? Because it's what you left within that gives it the legacy, the generational availability that allows it to go from generation to generation to generation. What does your name mean? What will your name mean after you're gone? After you have been called to the ancestors and time has come to an end? What will your name mean 100 years from now? And if you can't answer that question right now, ladies and gentlemen, you can change it. You can build your legacy. You can start to make impact in people's lives. You can start doing the necessary things so that you can now. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the pillars, the special ones I told you about, that will give you consistent success. Many of us, after we finish this series, will have to go back and look at all of these different pillars and say to myself, wow, we have the pillar of ownership. We have the pillar of financial intelligence. We have all these different pillars, but they all fall in the right place at the right time, ladies and gentlemen. And when you learn how to orchestrate and how to maneuver and how to place them in the right positions, they all work together simultaneously. And they will put you in a better position and a better place than you are now. Winners will always win. Losers will always lose. Why? Because winners that always win, winning is a consciousness. Losing is a consciousness. It's a mindset. If you have a winning mindset, if you have a winning level of consciousness, you will always win. But if you're always a loser and you have a loser's mindset, you will always lose. Life gives to the giver and takes from the taker. Winners will always win. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a winner. Legacy is about winning. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to make impact. It's not about how good we look. It's not about how good we smell. And all of that's wonderful. Looking good, smelling good, being, lovely, accumulating a couple things. All of those things is wonderful. But what impact have we made? After we're long gone, what does our name mean? What does our name mean 100 years from now? That's the question. We've been given all these gifts and talents. We've been blessed by the universe. God has blessed us and given us all these things. And what have we done with them? Legacy, ladies and gentlemen. Legacy. Listen, I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. I hope that you got something out of this. Listen, if this is your first time, please let us know what city, what state you're listening in from. Please hit the like button. Everybody that's listening, the like button will help us to raise our algorithms and allow us to be more visible and allow more people to join our community. And so we want to thank you. Listen, impact over income. Impact over income. The more you become impactful, ladies and gentlemen, the more the money will show up. Impact will always override income. And it also will sustain your legacy. So I want to leave you with that. Thank you so much for all of you who are consistently showing up and being a part of us community every week, same place, same time. I want to thank all of you who are listening from all over the world. Thank you so much for your donations, for your support. I am forever grateful. Listen, we are moving into our circulation. Our circulation is those of you that want to be a blessing to this ministry, be a blessing to this organization, and you want to sow a seed and you want to donate whatever you have in your heart's desire, whatever dollar amount that you have, and you say, listen, I want to be a blessing to this ministry. I want to be a blessing to this organization. I believe that what you're teaching, I believe that what you're putting out there, the information that you're putting out there is vital. It's important. It's life-changing, and it's allowing me to make things change and happen in my life and setting me in a new direction. There's 4 ways that you can give. We have a Cash App, which is going to be $TOESC. Once again, that's $TOESC. And then we also have 2 other ways that you can give. Those 2 other ways that you can give are going to be our Zelle and PayPal, and they're going to be connected to our email, which is info, INFO, @TOESC.org. Once again, that's info, INFO, @TOESC.org. So if you want to do Zelle or PayPal, that's the email that you can use. Once again, the description of how you can give is in the ways that you can give is in the description below. We also have Venmo. Those of you that want to use Venmo, Venmo is going to be our email address, which is Issachar Bey, ISSACHARBEY @gmail.com. Once again, that's going to be Issachar Bey @gmail.com if you want to use Venmo. I want to thank all of you for all your donations. I believe in circulation. I believe that what you release into this ministry will be 100-fold return. Circulation means that it goes back to its original point of origin, to the person that releases it, that lets it go. I believe that you will be blessed. I believe that your house will be blessed. Everything that your hands touch will be made blessed and successful. And I speak that into existence, and so it is. I believe that there's no greater time than the presence for us to come together, for us to be together, and for us to learn these life-changing wisdom lessons, these lessons of truth, these lessons of opportunity. Remember, we're not we're not living a life of accumulation. We're living a life of architecture. We're architects. We have the ability to create our own reality. If there's somebody listening to me right now and you have a problem, you have an issue in your life, and you're saying, I'm stuck, I'm in a rut, I need help, I don't know which direction I'm going in, there is a link in the description below. I'm still running my birthday special. Consultations are only $50. Go ahead and get one, and let's get together. I've been helping out a lot of people with a lot of different things, and so we are forever grateful for everything that you guys are doing. We are forever grateful for your support. For those of you who are sharing the teachings, who are subscribing, we definitely want to build our subscribers list. And I want to thank all of you for all of your opportunity and all your time. There's so many people in the world that you could be connected to and listening to, but you chose to do it to me and our organization, and we're forever grateful. It only means that there's something that we have here that you needed to hear. Nothing happens by mistakes. There's no accidents. There's no mistakes. Everybody who's connected to our ministry and to our organization, you were supposed to be here. There's something that was said here that you needed to hear, that you needed to connect to help you get to the next level and become the better version of yourself. And so I want to say this one thing. Your destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.